Hello everybody, welcome back to another brand new video. That's right, I am the voice behind Toad, Wario, and King Koopa. That is green. So, anyway, before we can start this video, I do want to say happy 4th of July, yo. Just happy 4th of July, man. Definitely happy 4th of July. So, anyways, the main question you may ask, by the way, is why am I making a happy 4th of July video? Is I just definitely want to let you guys know as happy 250th birthday of America. Definitely happy birthday. And saying is happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. And for this example alone, exactly on the question here, if you guys do like the channel art, by the way, that I definitely added was Mario, by the way, and he had some wings that were like, I don't know, flying him in the sky that was like, oh, the big good sky, by the way, that had some clouds. Yeah, I definitely added the channel list, by the way, for everyone, so that way that you guys would enjoy Mario flying, by the way, because this was like a very interesting opportunity thing I kind of wanted to do a little bit and kind of want to make this idea about that the fact about Mario flying was like a very commonly good idea, and I just liked the idea when he was flying. It was like a very perfect idea by saying like, for once, I definitely wanted to add this idea and definitely wanted to clearly add the idea, and it kind of worked successfully. So that is pretty much why I definitely did that, and it's pretty much why I actually did so anyways. So as I do want to tell you guys anyway about the special good news here today, that the good news I do want to announce, by the way, is that the fact about like, oh, pretty much about the fact about like, about like pretty much a few bit of good things, by the way, about season 3 is for those who might answer the question, by the way, is something good about season 3 is that let me tell you guys something. Season 3 is going to be one hell of a good thing, by the way, but I guess more likely on the fifth channel, I guess that the fifth channel, technically speaking, is only kind of about actually that they're only about like doing gaming videos right now. Since I think, in full regard, by the way, I'm not sure if they were doing gaming videos, which I probably might take a look a little bit. So the truest thing I can say right now that no, they have not done gaming for a while, or should I say, I think they did gaming for most likely a longer time and a very longer grade of time. So yeah, I think they've done gaming since. Hold on, I think I'm gonna go all the way over here, just all the way over here. You know, I'm definitely gonna go all the way back where all of that was left started. By the way, and also here's you guys' technical reasons, by the way, of why. Considering the only facts here a little bit by saying is like, oh, how interesting everything's going to turn out in its favor, by the way, by checking it out, by the way. And also, question fact, by the way, of the number of facts, by the way, is that yes, gaming is still going to continue, by the way. Eventually, that more gaming videos are going to keep continuing a little bit for like, I don't know, for the fifth channel, by the way, for a good reason, since I don't know how they're going to continue doing it, but I guess and more likely eventually that I just wish that we're going to kind of see what happens anyway, since I'm going to go ahead and kind of go all the way back, by the way, and see where was the first gaming. Did the characters actually start doing their gaming for the first time? Which, I actually am taking a look a little bit by going back to back a little bit to see if there were some gaming, by the way, that were something like that. So I'm just going to keep scrolling a little bit, scrolling a little bit. Yeah, just keep on scrolling for right now. And looks like the answer, by the way, from most likely for everybody right now is I think I can say this in general that yeah, I think the first gaming that the characters did, by the way, I think it was somehow back to being somewhere like, oh, let me see here. Like I think it went back all the way to is yeah, I think the first game that the characters actually started to play, by the way, was the first one they were playing. Of course, that they were playing Mario and Sonic at the Olympic events, at the Winter Olympic events, which I think for the very only time in the row, as I can say, anyways, is that yeah, the only thing that was gonna happen anyway, like the only thing I can tell you guys right now that I think it all started back in the Winter Olympic Games that I think the Mario characters were playing for their first gaming for the first time. Like the only thing that the characters did, and the only thing that the characters actually have played, by the way, was that they've played Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games of 2010. Yeah, that's like their first gaming that the Mario characters had ever succeeded to play was definitely the Winter Olympic Games. But the main question I might ask myself is like, what's the next gaming and what's the next step in the directed at the path by saying is like, oh, moving along to the next gaming. Well, that debate alone, by the way, actually would resolve, by the way, by seeing if the characters would play another gaming for the first time anyways again. Well, due to the consoles, by the way, that are actually still being hooked to the TV anyway, I think my guess in theory, by the way, is if I have to were to make a guess, by the way, one. The first guess I'll have to make here right now is I think the first guess I would say, in full honesty, anyways, again, is I think number one is that the first characters of the Mario characters and the non Mario characters, I think they would have to kind of play either a few bit of the different numbers as either play Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Finance of Freddy's, or Mortal Kombat, which I think that's what the Mario characters can probably do. Since, yeah, I think that's what they could probably try to do right now. But I think that's what my three options would probably would to be is if they would have to play something, if they would actually would be able to kind of successfully try something to do another gaming, by the way, for if like it's their second gaming in a row, which I think they will try to do the London events, which no, I think they probably won't do the London events yet, but I think that's going to be worth something a little bit forward away a little bit back in the time when they're going to actually do that anyway. But true story is, in fact of the story is that at least the Mario characters will kind of try to do something what they can try to do right now. But the main option and point is that I think what I can choose right now that they can play is I think they'll try to play Smash Bros. Brawl or yet Mortal Kombat 1 or just for an example, Finance of Freddy's. Which I know that the Mario characters have not played Finance of Freddy's, which I think that's probably one of it for that example. I think that's just one of them of that idea, but all I can tell you guys for the good news of the next way going on ahead is seeing how awesome this continues. Like, really, it continues to be amazing for a while until we get more new episode ideas or get a lot of good stuff out, by the way. Like, trust me, there's going to be a lot of things coming out a lot ahead, which once like the consoles do get hooked up, by the way, then yes, the Mario characters are free to actually do gaming as they want to do it. Which, yes, it is going to be true that the gaming stuff is going to come back to being recommended anyways again. That, well, it's up to Mario and Luigi to make that decision since, well, technically that it is their decision anyways, since yes, the truest thing of all that yes, Mario and Luigi, like I said again before, that yes, they are definitely going to try their best and will consider trying their hardest a little bit to kind of say is this, that they will actually confirm by actually having the gaming back a little bit, and they might confirm the gaming to come back pretty soon. Like, seriously, like once like the gaming does come back, by the way, it means that the best thing of all, by the way, that yes, the Mario characters are going to have like a very positive good chance that they can definitely do gaming again in many good conditions. That either that they're going to just pretty much do what I just said, by the way, about three choices that they can choose, by the way, which I know it does come to a vote, by the way, that all the Mario characters are going to come to a vote, by the way, and decide that vote, even though that they would be glad to do another gaming again, that they said they will confirm coming back to do another gaming again, which that's probably going to be true. And the next truest thing that will probably be happening anyways again too is that I like the fact about this idea that I mentioned anyways further a little bit is that yes, I said pretty much what I have to say anyway is I think the Mario Brothers would definitely be okay choosing Super Smash Brothers Brawl, by the way, since they like to fight all the time, which they like to do the fighting of the brawl that they would like to do, which yes, I think Mario and Luigi would love that idea since, well, back in the time anyway, it was like way long back. But yes, I'm glad that I might have to re-bring that back again, just for a good memory. And yes, by the way, It is going to be one hell of an interesting time, by the way, and it's going to be very, very interesting. Just to kind of actually witness this again now, by the way, is how interesting it's going to look. So it is going to be pretty awesome, and it's going to be pretty sick, and it's going to be pretty good. And also, the next thing I do want to kind of talk about here exactly is the next issue that I want to talk about next. Well, pretty much the Mario characters have not played Five Nights at Freddy's before for the first time, which no, they have not played the first time of playing the first game of Five Nights at Freddy's, but the only thing that Sonic did was that, yes, Sonic and his friends definitely did the first game, the second game, the third game, but technically not the fourth game because I think Sonic and the others are making a bit of a different decision on that point to say if they wanted to play that game, but that game's going to take a bit of a different approach on the second channel, which, it's going to be a different approach. As I do want to let you guys know on that topic. But the only topic I can tell you guys anyway, that yes, I think Mario and Luigi and the Mario characters would like to definitely participate playing the first game of Five Nights at Freddy's, which yes, it's going to involve with like the first location, and it's going to probably involve with having like animatronics like challenging the characters in the security guard room, which it is going to be like a very nostalgic way of saying is like, oh, imagine if Mario and Luigi were meeting the Fazbear animatronics for the first time, which is definitely Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. Well, except pretty much normally Golden Freddy too, but you know what I mean. And yeah, so I think Sonic probably would have to say that yes, I think I could tell you guys another interesting fact that I think after when they do play part one, by the way, you know, if they do ever get to part two, by the way, of playing more Five Nights at Freddy's exactly, it means that Sonic will try to inform Mario that he actually had played the game before, which he's going to give the info from Mario a little bit just to kind of figure all that out, by the way, just to avoid all animatronics trying to get to the office again, but actually jump scaring the characters in there, which, it's something like that, but it's just something interesting. And also, what game is it going to be played on? Well, the game what's going to be played on, by the way, is normally going to be on my Xbox, which is definitely going to consider being on my Xbox, not my PS4, because I mean, technically, it's only just going to be about Xbox for now, but I think for the PS4 thing, that's going to be a different approach, and that's going to be a different confirmation a little bit. That's kind of going to be a different confirmation a little bit since we've not actually discussed about the PS4, but I think let's just say the content for Xbox, by the way, is going to be more content for that. So if you guys do want to kind of see Five Nights at Freddy's for the Mario characters to play, they'll definitely play their first time playing the first game ever since they will definitely play it. So there's your guys' questions, and it will be definitely confirmed that the answer is yes. They'll definitely play the first game if they actually would try their best to try it, but we'll see. Eventually, we'll try to see what happens, but we'll see where this goes. Next question about Mortal Kombat, the first game. So, in the 19s era about Mortal Kombat that I think the Mario characters have not actually played was definitely the first game of Mortal Kombat, which was technically back in the 19s era, by the way, that no, the Mario characters have not played it, by the way. And yes, there is going to be blood, by the way, at this point. Anyways, again, for those who are like older fans on the Mario channel, could definitely handle most of that. But for those who are like the younger ones, yeah, I would consider not watching it, by the way. I would consider not watching it anyways, if I were you by now. Which, for the people who can definitely watch Super Smash Bros. Brawl, yes, that definitely is allowed. For pretty much considering that it is allowed exactly, which that probably will be allowed. But when it comes to Mortal Kombat, that's a different level up, by the way, just to move a different scale a little bit for the Mario characters, to kind of experience a little bit about the characters a bit from like the first characters that probably would experience, like, oh, for example, like a thunder god with hands, with fire, of course, with pretty much like a different character with fire, and with rope spears, and of course, ice balls attack, and of course, pretty much with green glow attacks, and just pretty much with like different military skill, and with cannonballs and stuff. Yeah, those are going to probably be the ones I'm referring to in the first game that the characters probably won't know who they are exactly, but once like the Mario characters do get to have a little bit of rhythm to know who they are exactly, then that's pretty much why there's an interesting point exactly that, it's like a very interesting multiverse. Like, seriously, for real. All characters in a multi-universe. Like, bazillions after millions by bazillions. Like, it is pretty crazy to kind of notice that anyway, since now I'm actually am talking about this now on the fifth channel, by the way, that I pretty much would never admit to say the first time anyway, but here I am now admitting it anyways. But, it's worth something like that, it's worth something. Like, it is worth something at least, and at least it's pretty fair and commonly pretty fair, so that's pretty much why. And also the main question is, however, with season 3 of how season 3's production's going on, by the way, let's just say season 3, yeah, I think season 3 is going to be a while. It's going to be a long, long, long time. It's going to be like long, 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 long time. It's gonna be like a long time to kind of actually like consider getting those out. By the way, by the time when they actually get released, by the way, it's gonna kind of be like that for a long time. But as I said before too, the Mario characters are looking forward to definitely play their second gaming and their third gaming, which I think they might be actually wanting to play like, I don't know, 2 more games, by the way, before they can decide to actually release season 3, which I think that's probably what I can try to do. And yes, there probably will be another movie, by the way, of something like a horror movie. That, yes, one horror killer will go after the Mario characters in the universe of the Mushroom Kingdom, which it is not going to look too good for the Mario characters, which of course they have to face another masked killer that is known to be like the guy that has a mask, by the way, that actually has super strength and has like advantage of killing, which also has like superhuman strength, which I think the Mario characters would try at least to avoid the stab part a little bit before they can try to avoid the character's name. That the character's name they have to face, by the way, is Michael Myers, which I know it's supposed to be scary, but yes, it is true technically that they might have to face a killer that they've never even recently faced before. But it's gonna probably be worth something anyway, and be seeing how interesting it's gonna probably be. So as I can tell you guys anyway for that news, we'll just have to kind of see what happens and see what it lands on and see where that goes regardlessly. So I can tell you guys again, we'll just have to see what happens and whatsoever. So there it is. Anyway, without that being said, everybody, there's like pretty much interesting development going on, by the way. Like 3 special developments I'm actually going to be continuing to make on this 5th channel. 1, gaming. 2, season 3. 3, horror movie. That I'm going to probably be deciding to say that yes, all 3 of those other things are going to be confirmation, by the way, that they are going to be confirmed whenever I say on the release date that's going to happen. Once like everything does get ready to be set to go, then yes, that's when I'll remind you guys again about the good news part. And then yes, all the characters will definitely do all that exactly, which is going to be pretty well thought out a little bit, like well thought out exactly. So there you go. So, anywho, without that being said anyways, I hope that you guys, in fact, definitely enjoyed this video. And remember these 4 things if you're a new person to this channel, yet on ahead, by the way, is go ahead and please give this video a like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. And yes, there are going to be more intros and outros in this 5th channel as I'm trying my hardest to kind of get more stuff out, by the way. But yet again, it is pretty annoying, by the way, of not actually using the laptop for all that, which does kind of be a little bit of annoying technically back then, which does kind of be a little bit of annoying, but at least I try to be positive, and at least I try to be patient a little bit about like considering getting new things out, by the way, with the facts about like, intros and outros are going to only happen to be in reaction videos and gaming videos. It is not going to consider being in seasons, because I think that's going to be a little bit of a debatable, not so much of a great question to actually put on to add with that, because that will probably be like, oh, why would there be more intros and outros again? Which it is going to be annoying. I will say again that yes, with trust, man, with trust. So yeah, anyway, this being said, see you guys next time. And yes, I'm the voice behind Toad and Wario and King Koopa and many voices more, and of course the non-Mario characters, and of course Mario characters. So this being said alone here, I will say is thank you guys so much for considering to enjoy this video. And also, if you guys love my new channel art, by the way, that I actually added pretty much on the channel art, that yes, Again, it's about Mario flying in the sky, that, he be flying on the sky, with the wings that's like around him, by the way, that he's flying. So, yeah, that's probably why I added something pretty cool for once, just to, like, it's supposed to kind of relate for Mario, and it's supposed to kind of be something special for him, just to kind of actually enjoy that sky a little bit. So, that's all I wanted to let you guys know about. But, something cool, by the way, that does look pretty cool, and for once for amazing. So, there it is. For now, guys, I will say this, by the way, thank you. And I will see you guys next time. And happy 4th of July. And also, even happy birthday to pretty much at the 200th birthday for America. So, that's all I can say. But for now, see you guys next time. As truly as always, in the next video. Thank you. Sign off and peace out again as always. And see you later and sign off.